Without mathematics, there's nothing you can do. Everything around you is mathematics, everything around you is numbers. This is a quote by the great mathematician Shakuntala Devi. All of you must be knowing how she was. She was a human calculator. She could do calculations mentally. So that's the power of Shakuntala Devi. So she says that everything in and around you is mathematics. So that quote itself tells you how important maths is. Also, you know that maths is not obtained. Mathematics, you cannot gain proficiency in mathematics just by listening. You have to put it into practice. So please remember, the key word to success in mathematics is to practice. You will get it only if you start doing mathematics, not by listening to mathematics. So let's get started with today's video, children. Today's video is the series from arithmetic progressions that we have learned, that is the sum of terms of arithmetic progressions. What is the formula? How do you apply? Along with what you have learned in the previous two videos, you combine all the three, and this is a part of arithmetic progressions which you are going to learn it today. So in this particular video, you will be learning about the sum of terms of an arithmetic progression. So let's get started with the class without much delay. So the general or the nth term of the AP, as we have discussed in the previous video, is an is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d, and the sum of the first n terms is Sn is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Children, this is a key formula that you have to remember for Sn. Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now, if you split up this 2a plus n minus 1 into d as a plus n minus 1 into d plus another a. I have just written this 2a as a plus a. Okay, it's written here, it looks a little clumsy, so let me not spoil the image. So it's a plus n minus 1 into d. What is this a plus n minus 1 into d, children? It is nothing but a n. So Sn can also be written as n by 2 into a plus a n. Suppose in a particular question, if you know the first term and if you know the last term and you are asked to find the sum of the series, then you can happily use this formula. Sn is equal to n by 2 into a plus a n, provided you know sum of how many terms. N again here denotes the position of the term. Sum of 100 terms, which means n is 100. Sum of 23 terms, which means n is 23. So that's what, only two more add-on formulas to what you have learnt in the previous lesson. That is Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, or Sn is equal to n by 2 into a plus a n. That's it. Okay, only two more formulas, and there is a very, very important relation that you have to keep in mind. Sometimes this could be a question given. In an AP, an is equal to Sn minus 1. What does this mean and how does this formula has come? Okay, we will take a very, very simple mental example to get to know the authenticity of this formula that is given. Suppose if you have a series as, okay, instead of comma I wrote, okay. Suppose if you have a series as 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Now, if I say series, I have to change this to plus. Okay. How many terms it has? 5 terms, right? So, if I ask you what is the sum of the first 3 terms of this AP, what is it? 1 plus 3 plus 5, which is equal to 9. If I ask what is the sum of the first 4 terms of this AP, what is it? 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7, 7 plus 3 is 10, 5 plus 1 is 6, so it is 16. Now tell me what is the value of S4 minus S3? It is 16 minus 9, and 16 minus 9 is what? 16 minus 9 is what? It is equal to 7. Now what is 7 here? 4th term. So if it is S4 minus 1 term less to S4, you get A4. Is that clear? So now tell me, if I have to find A5, if I have to find A5 in terms of sum of sequence, how can I write this as? A5 is equal to S5 minus S4. Is that clear? A5 is equal to S5 minus S4. Suppose in an objective question you are given the sum of first 5 terms of a AP is something, the sum of first 4 terms of an AP is something, what is its fifth term? You need not bang your head and think, oh my god, such a difficult question for 1 mark. No, it's not a difficult question, it's a very minute concept that you must have missed it out. So that's really important to keep it in your mind that the nth term of an AP is Sn minus Sn minus 1. So fifth term is S5 minus S4. 15th term is S15 minus S14. Is this clear and is it into your heads now? So the few formula that you have to keep in mind for this upcoming session is Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, or Sn is equal to n by 2 into a plus an, and looks very simple but very important, that is an is equal to Sn minus Sn minus 1. So let's quickly see some examples from this. So the first example, coming up, okay, it's half hidden. So let's see, find the sum of the terms of the AP, 8, 3, minus 2 up to 22 terms. Up to 22 terms you have to find the sum of terms of this AP. So how do you get the sum of these terms of this AP? Tell me. Okay. So how do you get the sum of terms of this AP? Now 8, 3, minus 2 up to 22. Let me select the pen. Yes. Okay. So what is the data given? A is equal to 8. B is equal to 3 minus 8. Always remember the second term minus the first, third term minus a term minus its preceding term. Okay. So 3 minus 8, don't see greater, lower, smaller, bigger, nothing like that. A term minus its preceding term. Wherever you take, preferably choose between the first and the 2, because the values will be smaller, you will tend to make less mistakes. So 3 minus 8, which is minus 5. Please be careful with the sign. Up to 22 terms. Up to 22 terms, which means n is equal to 22. This is again important. What's the formula of Sn we have learned just now? We have learned that Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d, or n by 2 into a plus an. Which one is applicable? You have to choose. Here we don't know the nth term, we don't know a 22nd term. So we have to use this n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So 2 into a, 2 into 8, which is 16, plus n minus 1, 22 minus 1, which is 21 into minus 5. So 16 and 22 minus 21 minus 5. 21 minus 5 is 105. 16 minus 105 into 11. Why it is 11? Because 22 by 11, which is minus 979. Minus 979 is the sum of the first 22 terms of this given AP. Is this clear? So let's see one more question. So find the sum of all 11 terms of AP whose middlemost term is 30. Middlemost term is 30. Now how do you identify the middlemost term, children? How do you identify the middlemost term? Quickly tell me. How do you identify the middlemost term? Do you get any idea about how you identify the middlemost term? No. See, suppose you have done this middle term knowingly or unknowingly in statistics in standard 9. I am not speaking about statistics of standard 10. You may or may not have learned statistics of standard 10, but for sure all of you must have learned statistics of standard 9. So that's the reason you are sitting in standard 10 class, right? So there you have learnt median. If n is even, what is the median? If n is odd, what is the median? So if you have even number of terms, say if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll write this terms again. This pen got unselected. Okay, let me select. Yeah, suppose if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. You have how many terms? 6 terms. These 6 terms are even in number. So can you locate a middle term, exactly one middle term from this? Can you locate? No, right? We cannot locate. But can we locate more than one middle term? Yes, we can locate two middle terms here. The two middle terms are 3 and 4. Okay. In the same way, if I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, can you locate a middle term? Yes, we can locate a middle term, and that middle term is 3. Now, these are small numbers, so we are locating the middle terms looking visually. But if you have, say, numbers 100 terms, 105 terms or 230 terms, how do you locate whether it is having one middle term or whether it is having two middle terms? It all depends on the number of terms. It all depends on the number of terms. Say suppose if you have 10 terms. If you have 10 terms, then what will be the middle terms? Okay, what will be the middle term? The middle term will be 5 and 6. Now, how it is 5 and 6? It is 10 by 2, which is mentally 5, comma, you add 1 to that, you get 5. So, the fifth term and the sixth term are the middlemost terms. If you have 11 terms, what will be? Children, even 2 middle terms, odd 1 middle term. This is the first thing that you have to keep in mind. Even number of terms will give result to 2 middle terms, and if you have odd number of terms, you will get only 1 middle term. First thing to keep in mind is this: even number of terms, 2 middle terms, odd number of terms, 1 middle term. Now, how do you locate that particular middle term? So, if you have even number of terms, whatever the number of terms is, 10, maybe 20, maybe 200, maybe 220, whatever it is. So, that you divide by 2. Suppose we will go to 220. So, 220 divided by 2 is what? 110. So, 110 is one middle term. You just add 1 to that, the next number will be its another middle term. So, 111th term will be the next middle term. So, the two middle terms are 110 and 111. Now, suppose if you have odd number of terms, that is if you have say 11 terms or 13 terms or 113 terms or so on. So, let us take the highest end, 113 terms. So, you add 1, 113 plus 1 is 114, 114 by 2 is 57. So, the 57th term is the middle term for 113 terms AP sequence. Is this clear? So, if I have to put it in the form of a formula, it will be really confusing, but still I will tell if any one of you find it interesting in terms of formula. If n denotes the number of terms and if n is even, the two middle terms are, where do I write? N by 2, comma, n by 2 plus 1. Is it not confusing? N by 2, comma, n by 2 plus 1. This is for even. This is for even. If it is odd, it is n plus 1 by 2 term. If it is odd, it is n plus 1 by 2. But remember, the way I have told, don't add one more formula to the life which is filled with formulas. So, just say if even, it is even number by 2, one term, comma, plus 1 another term. Odd, add 1 to that and divide by 2, you get your term. So, for even number of terms, again I am quickly repeating, you have 2 middle terms. For odd number of terms, you will have 1 middle term. So, here in this question, find the sum of all the 11 terms of an AP whose middlemost term is 30. They clearly gave middlemost term. So, there is a hidden clue in this. Also, even if there is no clue, you by now jolly well know, if the number of terms are odd, you get only one middle term, and that middle term, what is that middle term? You have to identify 11 terms, 11 plus 1 by 2, 12 by 2. Sixth term is middle. Sixth term is middle. So, you know how do you get that sixth term, which is the middlemost term. So, and now you have learnt in the previous two sessions how to find A6. So, A6 is A plus 5D and that value is given as 30. That's all is the data given, and they are asking us to find the sum of 11 terms. Oh my God, there is insufficient data because you feel that you don't know the value of A, you don't know the value of D, and how are we going to solve the sum? But there is nothing to worry, children. You have to be just a little careful and be observant. Now, A plus 5D is 30. That means you are going to use this A plus 5D somewhere down below when you solve the sum. So, without any tension, first write the formula for S11. What is the formula for Sn, children? What is the formula for Sn? The formula for Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Again I am repeating, n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Here we do not know the value of a, you do not know the value of d, but do you know the value of n? Do you know the value of n? Say yes or no. At least if you are not, it's not audible to me, at least you, as you see the video, you keep telling to yourself, try answering questions where all I am asking questions. It will help you understand the lesson much better. So S11 is equal to 11 by 2 n by 2 into 2a plus 10d. The answer lies here, 2a plus 10d, which is 11 by 2. 2a plus 10d, this much maths so we all know, right? If you can take out 2 common, you can write it as a plus 5d. Now what is this a plus 5d? 30. So it is 11 by 2 into 2 into 30, which is equal to 330. So is the data insufficient as you felt? No, right? It all depends upon how you go forward. Children, don't declare that, oh, this is insufficient, this is tough, this is, think straight, be sure about your concepts, then you can take any twist and turn in the question that is given in the exam. Remember, following any particular prescribed book or solving from ML Agarwal, RS Agarwal, RD Sharma, Selina, this, that, nothing will help you unless and until you know what the strategy you have to follow. See, the numbers may change, but the concept is the same. Yes. So you have to keep, just like how you make your painting more by adding more colors, getting more creative. How do you play a game of chess? By improvising yourself. The moves are the same. Are the moves different from the game of chess from one game to the other game? No, right? The moves are the same, but which move you take, which will help you achieve your goal, which will help you get to the solution faster. Okay, that is all that you have to think, and that comes only by practice. So to master in mathematics, you have to keep practicing. So with that note, let me end today's class, and in the next class we will do some more problems based on sum of terms of an AP. Till then, take care, stay blessed, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share to ICSE Math Guru.